Hello and welcome everybody, this is Patrick Engelkes and today we will create a little math game which should help you finishing your guess the number game. Okay, how do we start? At first I'm going to show you the program which we'll do, and after we will start from scratch and do it all again, and I will try to explain the concepts needed for this project. Okay, so I will run this project now, and what can you do here in this program? Two random numbers are generated in the range from 0 to 100 in this case, and a random operand will be generated too. Here's the plus, and you have to type in the result. So 11 plus 20 is 31. If you type it, you see your answer is right, and a new game has started. Okay, now we have to do 60 plus 12, which is 72. And again, new numbers are generated. Okay, now we can do this for the range from 0 to 999. And if we enter a wrong number, we will see that in the console too. So let's enter 500 here, which is wrong. And now I see your answer is wrong. Try again. Okay, that's a game. And now we are going to develop this game from scratch. Let me open codeskulptor. Getting a fresh URL. Okay, where do we start? Let's use the 7 steps and type them down in the comments which we should use. So first we should initialize global variables after we implement our helper functions. Then we define event handlers. And what do we do after? After we want to create our frame, register the event handlers, and after we want to start the frame. So start the frame. Okay, that's it, I think. So let me first define our helper functions, which should be nearly the same as in our guess a number game, or it is the same because we have a function which is called new game here too, and we will do this later. Furthermore, we have the same event handlers here for range 100 and range 1000, so let's define these functions too. Range 100 and define range 1000. Okay, we will add the code for this a little bit later. Okay, what do we need to? We want to get the input from the text box, and for this we have to define another event handler, and that's the same as in our game. It's input guess, and as parameter we have the guess. Okay, I think this should be all event handlers. Now we can create our frame. So we say frame equals simple GUI dot create frame. As title we can type math for beginners. Let's call our game like this, and we have to add the width and the height. So 300, 200. Let's take this for now. Okay, since we use simple GUI here, we have to import it in the beginning. So let's add it real quick. Import simple GUI so that we can use it. Okay, what do we want to do now? Do we want to finish the GUI first? Yeah, I think that might be the best start. So I will show you the game here so that you can see it better. And we know what we need to finish the GUI. Okay, here we have one label and another label. The plus is a label 2. And this here is in our input box, the result and the input box. And here we have 2 buttons for the 2 different ranges. So where do we start? We start by adding the first label, which is this. Let's call it first number label. And now we want it want to add this to the frame. So we say frame dot add label. And what parameter do we take here? We want to have a number here. So we say 65 for the beginning. I think it has to be a string for a label. Okay. Now we have our operand label. We do the same, adding another label and give it the plus here in the beginning. Now we have to do this for the second number. Adding the third label, 23 for example. In the future we are going to replace these strings with the variables, but we didn't define them yet and we just want to see if our program looks as we want it to. So we only define some examples. Okay, now we need our input box. We call it input box is frame.add input. We want to input the result. As handler we have the input gas and length is 100. Now we want to add these two buttons here. So we say frame.add button. The first one gets a range from 0 to 99. As handler we take the range 100 and length is 100 too. We do the same for the button for range 0 to 999. So let's say range 0 to 999. The handler is range 1000 and the length is 102. Okay, in the end we have to start the frame. And I think that's it for the GUI. So let's see if we did everything correct. Yeah, we did it. Now this overlap here, because our height is too low, we set it to 200 in the beginning. So let's increase it to 250. That should do it. Okay, I think our GUI looks fine now, so now we can deal with our handlers in the beginning. Yes, that's right, I think. Okay, we can start with the range 100 handler. What do we do here? In this handler we want to set the number range for our new game. So we need a global variable which is called number range. We set it to 0 in the beginning and we want to use it here in range 100. So we have to say global number range because we will change it in this function. So if you want to change a variable in a function which is global, you have to say global number range and after you can change it. If you just want to use it as a parameter or something like this, you don't have to type this here. You can just use it as another variable. Okay, so what is our number range? Our number range should be 100 here. Okay, we do the same for range 1000, but we will set our number range to 1000 here. Okay. Okay. So in our range 1000, the number range is 1000, and in our range 100 event handler, our number range equals 100. Now in the new game function, we can set our secret number. It's not our secret number here. So we want to set our first and our second number in the range we defined. So we need two new global variables, which is the first number and the second number. Now in new game we can say global first number and global second number because we want to change these two variables here. A more convenient way is not to type it like this, but to separate these global variables via comma. So you can type global first number, comma, second number. Now you can use both global variables and you only have one line. Okay, so what is our first number? Our first number is random.randrange number range. Why? Let's look in the documentation and search for random. Okay, here we have several random functions, and the function we use here is random.randrange. And you see here that we have different functions, or it's the same function but with different parameters. The function we use is this one here. So what does this function do? It only takes the parameter stop, and the start parameter is set here to 0. So we get all numbers from 0 to stop, but the stop is excluded. So let's look it up in our code. In our code, we have here random.randrange number range. So we will get numbers from 0 up to our number range, but our number range is excluded. To show you this, we can open a new codeskulptor project. If we want to use random, we have to import it, and we can say print random.randrange, and let's say we want to give the parameter 2 here. So now we expect that we get values from 0 to 1, just these two values. Let's see if that's correct. Yeah, we only get these two values. If we want to get the 2 also, we have to change it to 3. So now we will get values from 0 to 2. Oh, we already got the 2. Now it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and now the 0. So now we get these 3 values. The value you add here is always excluded. Okay, I hope this is clear now. We have to do the same for our second number. The second number is the same. It's a random number in the range from 0 to number range, where the number range is excluded. For the operand, we can choose a random number 2, but we can say it should be always plus. I don't really care how we do it. Yeah, let me think about it. What is easier? I think it's easier if we just set it to plus. Okay. So we have another global variable, which is our operand string, which is this one here. Sorry, only the plus. So we say operand string equals plus. So you get only the plus here and not the minus. It's easier, and you can understand it easier, I think. And now we can already change this here. Our operand label should be frame.addLabel and not the plus. We want to use our global variable here, which is operand string. As I told you before, we just want to use this variable and not change it. So we don't have to type global operand string or something. We can just type it here, and Python knows which variable to use. Okay. I think that's pretty nice already. Let's see what we have done until now. Okay. You see that these values here are still always the same, because I typed them here. They are hard-coded. But we want to have it for our first number and our second number. So we have to say first number and second number. Now the problem is, if you want to add a text to a label, it has to be a string. So we have to cast first number and second number, which are integers at the moment, to strings. You can just type string, parentheses opened, and you close them after. And now you cast the integer to string. And you can see this if we start the program. No, you cannot see it. They are 0. Why is it? The problem is that we don't run a new game before we create our labels. We initialize first number and second number with 0 and the number range with 0, 2. So first number and second number are always 0. How can we change this? We want to call the new game function before we actually start our program. And if you start our program the first time, we want the range to be 100. So we can say our number range should be 100 as soon as the program starts. So I think now this should be correct. No, it's not. Oh, we forgot to import random, of course. Let me add this real quick. Okay, and now we get our random numbers here. You see, they change. That's really nice until now, I think. Now we want to get our input box done. So for this we have our handler here, which is input guess. And what do we do here? We want to compare our input guess to first number plus second number. So we can say if first number plus second number equals our guess, then we want to print you got the right answer. Congratulations. Okay. Another problem here is that our guess is a string and not an integer, because everything you type in an input box is always a string. So we have to cast it to an integer. Okay. That's done now. And if first number plus second number does not equal our guess, it's the else case, we want to print out your answer was wrong. Please try again. Okay. So now we should have a little functionality in our program and we can try it. Okay. We have 24 plus 63, which is 87. I will add a wrong result first so that we can test both cases. 85. Our answer was wrong. Now we enter the right result, which is 87, and hit the enter button. You got the right answer. Congratulations. So everything is working fine now, but our buttons don't do anything here. That's kind of dumb at the moment, I think. So how can we do this? We want to call new game each time a button is pressed, and since range 100 is the handler for button 100, for the button from the range to 0 to 99, we can just call new game here. The same we do for range 1000. The problem is that our labels don't update now. Let me show this to you. If we click range 0 to 99, nothing changes. But does it mean that we don't call our new game function? I don't think so. How do we check this? We can say print a new game has started. So if we get this to the console output, you will see that the button calls are working. Okay? You see we get a new game has started. This means the new game function here is right. The problem is that the labels aren't updating correctly. This isn't really needed for our project, but I will explain it. But you don't have to understand this now. It's just that the project is a little bit nicer. Okay, how do we update a label? We can say we get the name of the label, which is first number label, and we can call the function setText. And for setText, we have to give it a string as parameter, which is the same as we did as we initialized the label. So we say here string of first number, and same we can do for our second number label dot set text string of second number. Okay, this doesn't work now. I will show you why. Okay, now we see that codeskulptor says name first number label is not defined. The problem is that we call our new game function before we initialize our labels. How do we fix this? We can assign another new global variable, which we call first start, and we set it to true in the beginning. So we say, if we have our first start, or let's say if we not have our first start, if not first start, we want to set the text of the labels. Else we don't want to, because they are set here. Okay? So what do we have to do else? We have to set first start to false after we set the labels and called the new game function. So we can say first start equals false. And now our labels should update, and in the beginning we shouldn't get an error. Let's try it. No? I forgot to tell the No, I don't have to tell the program. Do I? Where's the mistake here? It's referenced before the assignment. Okay. Let's try if we have to call it here. I think we have to do so. First start. Does this work now? Yes. Sorry, my mistake. Okay, now our labels should update properly. Okay? That's working. Now we have two different ranges, from 0 to 99 and from 0 to 999, which is really nice, which we want to have for our guess a number game too. But here we assign two random numbers and not one. Okay, I think this is already quite nice of a program, but we want to introduce a number of guesses which we have to finish. So let's say for a task in the range from 0 to 99, we want to have 2 tries to get the answer right. And for the range from 0 to 999, we want to have 5 tries to get the answer, which we want to have for the guess a number game too. So how do we do this? We have to introduce a new global variable, which we call tries. We need to initialize this and give it a start value. Because we start our new game with the number range 100, we want to set our tries to 2, which we said 2 is appropriate for an easy math task, I think. Okay? Now what do we have to do? In our input guess, if we have the wrong answer, we have to decrease our tries by 1. So we say tries minus equals 1. This is just the short form for tries equals tries minus 1. Both these lines are the same, but this here is more convenient, I think, because it's shorter. And I'm kind of lazy, so I like this more. Now we update the tries here. If we don't have to update them here, because we will start a new game anyways, and in our new game function we will soon set our tries, or we will set our tries in the handlers, I think, which should be more easy. Now what do we have to do? We update the tries here, but if our tries are 0 now, we want to start a new game and say that you are out of number of tries and have to start again. So we check if tries equals 0. We want to print I am sorry, but you are out of tries. Good luck for the next time. Okay. Now, if you're out of tries, we want to instantly start a new game. So we can call our new game function. The same we want to do if we get the right answer. We directly want to start a new game. Okay. So if we start our project now and solve our solution, solve our problem, which is 86 plus 77, which is 163? Yeah. Oh, another error occurred. we did not define our variable tries. That's right. So because we are using a global variable and checking it, we have to say global tries, so that our function knows which variable to use. This is a little bit easier now. 89 plus 11 is 100. You got the right answer, congratulations. And a new game has started already. With a new calculation, which is 11 plus 78, that's not too difficult too, it is 89. Okay. So this part here is working, the if part. Now we want to see if our else part is working. Since we have 2 tries, it's kind of easy to see if it's working. So let's say 14 plus 44, it's 58, but we will type 50, which is the wrong answer. And now we type 40, which is the wrong answer too. So we see, I'm sorry, but you're out of tries. Good luck for the next time. And a new game has started. That's pretty nice, I think. Okay. What is the problem now? The problem is that our tries never get updated. We just start a new game and the number of tries is not set accordingly. So in our range 100 and in our range 1000, we want to set the tries. So here the tries for the 100 range are 2, and here they are 5, as we said. So now we don't forget to call them here in the global variables. Say global tries and global tries. So now each time a new game starts, either in the 1000er range or in the 100 range, we will have our tries at 2 or at 5. Yeah, that's it, I think. Let's start the program and see if everything works as we expected. A new game has started. 58 plus 9. I will add a wrong answer here, then another wrong answer. Okay. A new game is starting, which is right. And let's see if I have 2 tries again. Yeah. No? Something went wrong here, I think. But why? I don't see the problem at the moment. But let's see if we can figure it out where the mistake is. Let's print our number of tries here. Okay, this is working. We have 2 tries left. Yeah, let's print the tries after we decrease it by 1. Okay. Now let's do this again. We have 1 try left. We have 0 tries left. And a new game has started. Okay, I think the problem is, yeah. If we start a new game like this, we don't call range 100 or range 1000. So we can better set our tries here, and we say if number range equals 100, we want to set our tries to 2, and else if our number range equals 1000, we want to set our tries to 5. Since we use them here in this function now, we have to assign them to the global variables. And now our tries get updated in our new game function. So we can delete it here, and the tries will update here. Let's see if this works now. Wrong answer, 1 try left, 0 tries left, and we are out of guesses. Do the same now. Now it works. Now we get out of guesses. Let's see if this is working for the 0 to 999 range. 4 guesses, 3 guesses, 2 guesses, 1 guess. We are out of guesses. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I think I covered all concepts here, and I hope you can solve the guess a number game now. I will post it in the thread, and if you have questions left, then feel free to ask. I will be happy to answer them to you. Additionally, I'm going to post the codeskulptor URL so that you can look at this program more easily and don't have to look to the video all the time. You can just watch it once, and after you can go back to the URL or how it is convenient to you. Okay, I hope this helped you, and see you next time.